Hey, this is Onion, continuing my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Online. I started a new playthrough to go through the story and a lot of the quests with text to audio because of my dyslexia and problems reading. I just really want to get this out there so other people that might have skipped these quests have a chance to go back and see them, either watching them on YouTube. Um, I am cutting out all the travel time. We're just going over the main points of the quests. And yeah, so please enjoy. Right now we're going to start 50 to 60 warrior. I did go through and level warrior to 60. I haven't done any of the quests. I just did that in the past hour or so. Ran a couple dungeons, did challenge log the fates, and a couple of two wondrous tales. They lined up correctly today. So anyway, here we are getting started. Thank you.
Onion, I scarce recognized you. The flames of battle have tempered you like fine steel. Since last we spoke, I've resolved to start upon the path of the warrior anew. I swore that I would not succumb to the beast within again, as I did when I faced my brother in Wineport. Speaking of which, Broken Mountain has regained much of his strength, though when I speak to him of taking up the axe once more, he changes the subject and returns to his studies of Arcanuma and other scholarly pursuits. Nevertheless, his desire to spread the teachings of our ancestors to every corner of Eorzea remains unchanged. And you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just received a letter from Broken Mountain stating that he's uncovered information regarding ancient martial techniques. If you're interested, and I'm sure you are, why not accompany me to Camp Bronze Lake so that we might hear what he has to say together?
Well, do I remember you, Onion, the soul warrior to tame her inner beast. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not been there to save us from ourselves. You know the precipitous nature of the forces we wield, as well as the consequences of losing control for even a moment. The beast does not scruple to discriminate between friend or foe, and if given free rein, will lash out at both. I have pored over countless tomes in search of knowledge of how to tame the beast within, as you did, but my efforts have thus far proven fruitless. All I have found are ridiculous tales of techniques that, if the author could be believed, would make Ralgar himself cower in fear.
The elders often told tales of legendary warriors to inspire the youths. Are you sure there is no truth in yours?
Quite. There are descriptions of the techniques used by the hero Mithril Heart, but the details are difficult to swallow. No warrior, alive or dead, can rip off a behemoth's arm with his bare hands. The tales are filled with similar outrageous accounts, brother. It would be a waste of time to investigate their veracity when we know so little of how to tame the inner beast. Besides, you know as well as I that Mithril Heart is not more than a fairy tale hero.
What if I could prove that Mithril Heart was flesh and blood? Would you be willing to continue your studies, then? Never did he stray from the path of the warrior, even as the years took their toll. Axe in hand, to Silvertear Falls he would go, never to return, which means that if he truly lived, then there may be something there which proves it.
Keep your axe sheathed, Gorge. You'd be better served by time spent swinging your axe at a practice dummy than searching for ghosts. Well met, Onion. My thanks for ensuring that my old friend here lived to learn from his mistakes, although it seems the lesson didn't stick for long. Weska here has been kind enough to keep my brother busy with work and assist me during my recovery. Anything to keep a former comrade out of trouble. As for these stories, far-fetched as they may seem, I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss them. Lest we forget, Onion has more than a few legendary accomplishments to her name. Well, if by chance she found proof of Mithril Heart's existence, I would reconsider. But leave my brother out of it.
I may not be ready to accompany you, but I can give you advice on where to start. Seek out the Sons of St. Coinage. I'm certain they know something of Mithril Heart's final journey.
Well, when the waters of Silvertear Falls receded 15 years ago, they revealed a treasure trove of artifacts spanning eras, many of which have yet to be recovered. I do not know if any of those artifacts have any relation to this Mithril Heart, but it might serve you well to begin your search in those previously submerged areas.
Relics belonging to an ancient Hellscarred warrior? While we are up to our necks in elegant artifacts, I cannot say that I have come across any that could be what you seek.
We focus our research on artifacts from the Allegan Empire. As such, there may be more recent discoveries which were ignored by a single-minded researcher.
After a cursory search, you find nothing of interest.
Well? Have you uncovered any proof of Mithril Heart's existence? This axe. The engraving and the curvature of the blade are exactly as described. To think of the beasts who tasted this steel.
Surely this proves that Mithril Heart is more than a mere campfire story. With a steel heart and his legendary techniques, will have the strength to slay even the strongest of beasts by the dozen.
If Mithril Heart's feats are indeed possible, then the knowledge of how he performed them would prove invaluable in restoring the warrior's reputation. You could show the people of Eorzea the true potential of the warrior. Surely, no small number of them would feel compelled to take up the axe. Indeed, it would prove a great boon for our cause. Very well. I will return to my tomes and scour them for any passages relating to Mithril Heart.
Mind you, ancient techniques may rouse the inner beast like none before.
Of that I have no doubt, which is why you must not take your training lightly. When I uncover more information, you must needs be ready.
The next warrior quest will be available from Broken Mountain upon reaching level 52. The requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal.
I can tell you have not neglected your training, Onion, which is good. I have continued my research into the tales of Mithril Heart and his legendary feats, and I believe I've come across a passage which may guide your next step. Before I share my findings with you, however, there is another matter of pressing importance that must be resolved before we continue. A ferocious beast has been sighted near the Weeping Saint in the Kurthus Central Highlands, and I would have you, me, and my brother go and slay it, as it poses a threat to any who venture nearby. I realize that this may seem like a trivial matter, but I assure you that it is of the utmost importance. Thank the 12 you made it. The beast caught us unawares. My brother leapt to my defense and slew it, but in that moment, he was overcome by his inner beast, as before in Wineport. I knew it was folly to bring him here. I beg of you, stop him before he hurts himself.
The beast, it's you, Yuga.
He has almost succumbed to the beast within. Stop him before he is forever lost.
Red.
Each attack only serves to goad the beast.
Leaves, insignificant whelps.
What has he become? Onion. Speak to me. Thank the gods you're awake. When your final blow landed, you and my brother both collapsed. What happened, Onion? Do you remember anything? Your inner beast lashed out as if trying to escape. I see. The lingering numbness is likely your body recovering from the shock. Otherwise, you appear to be unharmed and in full control of your faculties.
I owe you an apology, Onion. Once again I lost control.
I have already tended to my brother's wounds. You needn't worry. Alas, as I suspected, my brother yet lacks the strength to control his inner beast. As you may have guessed, I called you both here to see if my fears were unfounded.
I did not wish to give you cause to worry, brother, but when the beast stirs, my mind grows clouded, and my will falters. Or perhaps I remain silent to avoid facing the bitter truth. Who would trust a protector that could turn on them at any moment?
It pains me to do this, but I cannot allow you to accompany Onion any longer. The risk is far too great to you both. Mayhap it is best we continue this conversation in the safety of Camp Bronze Lake.
Gods damn it. Onion, you've grown so much stronger, while I've hardly grown at all. Show Eorzea what it means to be a true warrior. I know you can.
So, my brother has been in a dual mood ever since we returned from the Weeping Saint? Well, that is only natural given his lack of progress, and it may be for the best. The teachings of our people are too dangerous for those who lack control. That is why I chose to focus my studies on how to tame the inner beast. For the sake of my brother, I wanted naught more than to solve this dilemma, but then fate intervened, and I stumbled upon the tales of Mithril Heart. But mayhap we need not forsake one pursuit for the other, though. In seeking the techniques of Eld we may discover the reason why you can hold the beast in check so easily while my brother and I fumble about like children. However, I am still concerned about what you told me before, about your inner beast lashing out during your duel with my brother. Can you tell me of that once more? Simply recalling the duel rouses your inner beast from its slumber? Wait, it all makes sense. Only the flames of animosity may temper a warrior's soul. I came across these words in a passage, and I did not understand their meaning until now. The inner beast stirs when we face an opponent who pushes us to surpass our physical and mental limits. Only in that moment can we attain mastery of new techniques. This must be how the heroes of Eld like Mithril Heart became such legends. They traveled the realm, testing their mettle against the fiercest foes they could find. Your path is clear, then, Onion, you must challenge yourself as they did. You must grow stronger and hone your skills to new heights. Well met, Onion. It seems your trials have prepared you for the next step down your long path. However, while your progress is truly remarkable, I'm afraid my brother still fears the fury of his inner beast. Even in the training yard, he swings his axe with hesitation. Seeking to test himself against live foes, he has joined the Maelstrom's efforts to repel a recent spate of kobold attacks. However, Weshket has sent word that his ferocity on the field of battle is not what it once was. My brother has long admired your will. Test your axe against ever stronger adversaries and master the techniques of Eld, and by doing so serve to inspire him and all who aspire to walk the path of the warrior. Remember the words set forth in the ancient tomes, and seek foes that test the very limits of your mind and body. The heat of battle will awaken the beast within, bestowing upon you the knowledge of our ancestors. Luckily, the path you walk has been tread on before, and you need not wander the land aimlessly. According to the tomes, Mithril Heart once spent a season hunting the hulking grizzly bears that stalk Abelathia's spine, the largest of which are said to rival even a behemoth in size. Make your way to Tailfeather, home to many seasoned hunters that know the lay of the land and of the creatures inhabiting it. Find the beasts of Mithril Heart's hunt and test yourself against their razor claws as he did. Ask any hunter round here about the grizzlies of Abelathia's spine and they'll like to tell you the same thing. If you see one, run. I can hardly forget the size of the beast I saw that day. I was tracking a chocobo around the 100 throws, when I spotted a bear near big as a house, drinking its fill from the waters. I didn't dare get any closer, and went home from that day's hunt empty-handed. You're a right fool if you're thinking of going after one of those massive beasts alone. Best bring about a dozen friends along if you want to come back in one piece. If you've got the men, then I've heard of hunting parties using Wylam salmon to draw them out. If you head up the Wylam River, you're like to find a few what died during the salmon run. Ah, Onion, welcome back. My brother and Weshket were just telling me of the Maelstrom's successes in La Nosha.
Aye, the kobolds scattered as frightened mice before our wrath. I dare say they'll think twice before setting foot on the Mincin soil again. Onion, as eager as I am to hear of your journey to Abelathia's spine, I can't afford to waste any more time away from my training. The kobolds may be licking their wounds for now, but they'll be back, and in greater numbers. Till next we meet.
Curious Gorge has acted in high spirits since our return from Limsa, but his bravado scarcely hides the truth. What he said was true, our operations against the kobolds were a resounding success. However, troops that fought alongside him say that Curious Gorge was noticeably shaken during the battle, as if afraid the tide would turn at a moment's notice. But it was not fear of the kobolds that caused his axe to waver. He still fears his own inner beast. As long as this fear has hold of him in battle, then there is little hope that he will grow as a warrior. The kobolds become bolder with each passing day, and the Maelstrom's forces are spread too thin. Maelstrom Command is desperately seeking ways to supplement its flagging troops. They're considering bolstering fighting strength by training troops in warrior techniques, so Curious Gorge's capabilities have come under special scrutiny. However, if fear continues to hold him back, I doubt he'll manage to impress anyone. Once again, we are left wanting for a means to tame the inner beast. Onion, was there naught learned from your journey to the Dravanian Fallings that could be of aid? And in the same manner as before, the memories of battle have roused the inner beast. So my theory was correct. The key to mastery lies in the heat of conflict. Just as the ancient tomes say, only victory against a worthy opponent can temper the inner beast. Onion, your growth as a warrior has given us valuable insight into the true nature of the inner beast. However, there is still much that remains shrouded in mystery. And there's still the question of what exactly sets Onion apart from your brother. Indeed. The tools to tame the beast within are hidden somewhere, I just have yet to find them. Onion, continue with your training while I return to the tomes. A solution will present itself soon enough. Onion, you couldn't have come at a better time. Weshket has just arrived and looks eager to speak with you. Onion, just the warrior I wanted to see. The nation of Limsalominsa is in dire need of your aid. The Maelstrom is shorthanded and the beast tribe's attacks only grow more ferocious. I'm here searching for skilled fighters, and there aren't many more skilled than you. As you know, my brother has already answered the call, helping the Maelstrom defend from the relentless kobold assaults. Kobolds aren't the only thorn in our sides. Pirates serving the Sahagin have been pillaging along the coasts of La Nosha. That's why we need your axe, Onion. They may be mere pirates, but their blades cut as deep as any I've seen. Limsalominsa will be grateful to have your prowess on their side. Once you've made your preparations, hurry to Alaport and speak with the storm captain on duty for the details of the mission. Adventurer, the Maelstrom, thanks you for your aid. A band of pirates flying the flag of the Serpent Reavers has landed ashore the Isles of Umbra, and all reports indicate they plan to use that as a foothold to attack Alaport. Our walls only defend from inland assaults. I shudder to think of what might happen were the pirates to bombard us with cannons from the sea. Our course of action has been decided. We will take the fight to them, before they have a chance to mount an offensive. Our rendezvous point is at the Isles of Umbra. The pirates shall not weather the wrath of the Maelstrom. So you're the one Westgate sent? He said much of your prowess. I look forward to seeing you in the fray. Good, now that our troops are gathered, we shall move out at once. Our objective is to slay the pirate captain. Without a head to lead them, the Serpent Reavers will scuttle back to their moldy ships. However, the task ahead of us should not be taken lightly. Reports tell of a fearsome beast under the captain's thrall. Take care not to let your guard down, lest you become the beast's next meal. Fight back before we're overwhelmed. The pirates attacked as if possessed. Thank the 12 your axe cut them down. We shall press forward. For Alaport. The main camp will soon be within our sights. I'll protect the wounded, Onion, give the pirates a taste of your steel. The pirates think they have strength in numbers, but a storm captain is worth a dozen of them. We shall leave the wounded to recover here, Onion, to me. Stop the Serpent Reavers? Har har har. Well, if your hell's bent on trying, it's been a long time since me pup had fresh corpses to feast on. Such fine axemanship I've never seen. However, now is not the time to dally about in awe. This place fills me with foreboding. Let us meet again at Alaport. Onion, now that we are safely out of those cursed isles, I would like to thank you for your aid once again. Without the courage your fighting spirit bestowed upon us, we would have been overwhelmed. The Maelstrom is honored to count you amongst our allies. The captain speaks for us all. Your ferocity inspired us to carry on in the face of the pirate onslaught. What drove you to fight with such fury? And here I thought that axe was just for killing. But instead, you wielded it in our defense, and your will to protect us gave you the strength to surpass the limits of your mind and body. 7 hells, I've been fighting all wrong. I've seen nary a battle so fierce, or a protector more stalwart. Onion, I would like to hear more of our skirmish from your eyes. After you have recovered from the fight, pray speak to me again. It would seem our battle with the Serpent Reavers bestowed upon you yet another technique of my comrades and I, as well, will not soon forget the ferocity with which you protected our lives this day. I shall return to Maelstrom Command and inform them of our success. I look forward to the day we fight side by side once more. The lessons learned from your example will serve to aid me in countless battles to come. No doubt Weskaed and the others are eager to hear back from you. Give that old marauder my regards. Ah, Onion, I knew the Serpent Reavers would fall swiftly before your axe. Did you learn aught from the skirmish that might be of aid? I did not expect such feeble opponents to wake the beast from its slumber, but it seems your conviction to safeguard your comrades had much the same effect as pitting yourself against the bears of Abaladia's spine. Onion, this information may prove to be invaluable. Within your story likely lies the key to overcoming my brother's struggle. Speaking of which, my brother suffered injuries in a clash with the kobolds, and has come here to nurse his wounds as I did. It would please him to see an old friend such as you. Pray speak with him, for an exchange of battle stories may serve to lift his spirits.
Ah, Onion, I'm joyed to see you came through your battle with the pirates unscathed. If only I could say the same. I've been ordered to rest here until the wounds I suffered in our fight against the kobolds heal.
According to the unit's report, the kobolds unleashed a new type of explosive on the Maelstrom troops. Gorge valiantly threw himself upon it before detonation, shielding his allies from the worst of the blast. The new bomb had a destructive force unseen in the kobolds' primitive explosives. That my brother is still standing before us is no small miracle.
Truth be told, my wounds are barely severe enough to warrant sending me here. The moment I saw the bomb, I knew I couldn't let my comrades come to harm, and leaped upon it as if by instinct. I remember nothing after that.
Onion has a similar story to tell. The Serpent Reavers almost overwhelmed the Maelstrom troops, but she remained undaunted in their defense, awakening the inner beast with a ferocity unseen before. You both poured your energy not into defeating your foes, but protecting your allies. Could this be the secret to taming the throes of the beast within? If so, that means, brother, you have finally brought your inner beast to heel.
What? But I didn't feel the beast taking hold.
This theory must needs be tested. Brother, once your wounds have healed, it would serve you best to let go of the worry keeping you from unleashing your full strength. Swing your axe unbridled by fear.
But, what if I succumb to the beast's call again? My training has only made me stronger. If I lose control, it could be worse than in Wineport.
Now is not the time for doubt. Your allies, nay, your friends, will be by your side. They will ensure none are harmed should the worst come to pass.
I know your theory demands that I fight without hesitation, but please, I must think on this.
Aye, we should let Curious Gorge's wounds heal before we demand anything more from him. Rest well, my friend. We'll return before long. Onion, there is more I would speak with you about. Pray visit me when you are ready. To rouse the inner beast with fierce battle, and tame it by resolving to fiercely defend your allies. This theory could serve us better than aimlessly scouring the ancient tomes, but my brother still fears the consequences should he lose control. If indeed his fears should come to pass, you must be ready to stop him, as you have before. Onion, prepare your axe for our next battle. Ah, Onion, I can see the power in your stride, and feel the inner beast raging within you. You will need such strength, for your next trial is at hand. Wedgeket and my brother are here looking for more fighters to supplement the undermanned Maelstrom troops in a new operation, and they've asked for you by name. Seek them out if you wish to raise your axe once more against the beast tribes.
Onion? Brother.
The Maelstrom is once again in need of support, is it not? Pray tell us what it is they require. Very well, now that everyone is here. Scouts have reported increased activity among the kobolds. The 179th Order seems to be producing explosives day and night in preparation for an all-out assault. From all indications, they aim to attack this very camp. The Maelstrom's strategy is to intercept the bombs near Zelma's Run. Camp Bronze Lake is a haven for wounded soldiers, and its defense is one of our top priorities. If we had 2 legendary warriors by our side, our success would be all but assured.
Zelma's Run is barely wide enough for one cart to ride abreast. If I were to lose control, none would be able to escape the beast's wrath.
On the contrary, brother, this battle will give you the chance to once again assert your dominance over the beast within. This is what you spoke of earlier, is it not? To tame the inner beast by devoting yourself to the defense of your allies. Brother, if my theory turns out to be true, then control is within your grasp. As long as Onion is at your back, there is naught to fear. Will you run away again? You know that the path you wish to walk, the path of the warrior, does not lie down that road.
Say no more. Please, leave me to my thoughts.
Well, we've not much time for hesitation. The storm captain awaits near Zelma's Run and will be departing shortly. Onion, if you decide to join the fight, pray tell Curious Gorge, if anyone can rouse him from his slump, it's you.
My apologies for causing worry, Onion. My brother is right, it's up to me to walk the path of might. I know that, but still I cower before the beast within. But a true warrior faces his fears, axe in hand, right? Come on, Onion, remind me what it's like to scoff at my enemy's feeble blows. Awaken your inner beast and slap the fear right out of me. Goddamn, what a blow. That's the stuff warriors are made of, Onion. Thank you. I'll dominate the beast within, and our axes will stand indomitable against those bloody kobolds. Our enemies will feel the full force of my fury and will not step one into this camp. Come, Onion, we mustn't keep the storm captain waiting.
Onion, that both you and Curious Gorge will be aiding us brings me comfort. Camp Bronze Lake could not ask for a more stalwart defense. Our strategy is to intercept the kobolds at 2 separate locations in Zelma's Run. We'll split into 2 groups, with 1 warrior protecting each one. Onion, will be dispatched to the eastern side. Nary a single kobold will make it through with your fury alongside us. Curious Gorge will be in charge of the western side's defense. I've seen you crush kobolds under your axe before, today shall be no different. Once the 179th Order have run home with their tails between their legs, we will rendezvous to the north. May your axes strike true. Dismissed. Goddamn it. I walked right into their ambush. That was too bloody close. Good thing the kobolds didn't count on you showing up. It looks like the eastern side is clear. Curious Gorge and the others may need our help. Hurry, Onion.
Onion, my apologies, but it seems the kobolds couldn't wait for you. Camp Bronze Lake has naught to fear from the 179th Order anymore.
Curious Gorge's axe was like a whirlwind, strewing the kobolds in every which direction. His courage carried us all through battle unharmed. Without these 2 warriors on our side, I have no doubt the kobolds would have overwhelmed us. I will be submitting a detailed report of your heroism to Weska and Maelstrom Command. You have all fought bravely today, let us return home for well-deserved rest.
Onion, I can scarce remember the last time I fought as I did today. I swung my axe with abandon, but I was free from the inner beast's grasp. It was just as my brother said. By pouring my strength into the defense of my allies, the beast within was tamed. However, kobolds are hardly a true test of one's prowess. If the fight had been against a more worthy foe, or if the circumstances had been more dire, although today's battle was hardening, it's too early to say I've subdued the beast. I'll return to Camp Bronze Lake to rest, Onion, let my brother know of our victory here.
It seems your victory was well earned. What of my brother? Was he able to fight without succumbing to his inner fury? Ah. So even with today's victory, he yet dreads the consequences were he to lose control. Still, it is only through the strength of his own will that he may dispel the fog of self-doubt. Unfortunately, the beast tribes won't wait for Curious Gorge's epiphany. Storm Marshal Slafirson has sent word that he requires a warrior's strength to aid in another Maelstrom defensive. As you already know, kobolds aren't the only nuisances we have to contend with. The Sahagin have taken advantage of the distraction caused by our focus on the kobolds to launch an offensive against the Tide Gates. With the bulk of Maelstrom forces tied up with the kobold threat, we can ill afford to send any men to defend the gate near Camp Skull Valley, leaving us wide open to the Sahagin threat. Onion, if the strength of a warrior were to see the people of Limsa safely through this storm, then mayhap the glory of our ancestors would be restored, and all across Eorzea would know of us as guardians, instead of brutes. However, it saddens me to say we cannot depend on my brother to be ready to shoulder such a weight. Onion, when the time comes, you must needs be ready to take on the task alone. In the meantime, pray tell me of your battle at Zelma's Run. Recall the ferocity with which you fought, and lose yourself in the memories of your fight. As before, your inner beast is roused, and another technique of Eld is at your disposal. Your progress is encouraging. Continue on this path, continue to challenge the limits of your mind and body, and victory in the battles to come is assured. Onion, the Sahagin forces have begun marching upon the Tide Gates. The time has come for the decisive battle, on which the fate of all Limsa hangs in the balance. My brother still wrestles with his tenuous grasp on the inner beast, but this crisis will not wait for him. The successful defense of the Tide Gates depends on 2 warriors being present. I shall not stand idly by, either. I will lend what meager aid I can with my healing magics. If your heart is steeled for battle, let us meet my brother outside.
Onion, you're here at last. Is my brother ready to depart?
My preparations are complete. I am ready to lay down my life in Limsa's defense. As are we all. The most recent reports tell that the Sahagin plan to use their massive sea beasts to overrun the Tide Gates. Us 4 will be in charge of defending the southern Tide Gate. With 2 warriors by our side, we'll beat those slimy fishbacks into the muddy depths from whence they came.
You're fighting too? But what of your wounds? And you said 2 warriors?
Aye, it's true the injuries from our fight with Titan remain, but I reckon the Sahagin's courage won't last for long. As for the warriors, well, we've got 2 right here, don't we? Worry not, Weshket, the Sahagin will rue the day they stood before our might. Alright, then, let's head to Camp Skull Valley. The Sahagin won't soon forget this battle.
The fate of Limsa I desire nothing more than to see everyone safely through this battle, but if the beast within takes me within its clutches again. Onion, you know what to do. Gather your strength and drive the fear from me with a mighty slap. It's time to put that training to work. That's the stuff, Onion. I'll be feeling that in the morning. Come hills or high water, the Tide Gates will not fall. We'll show the Sahagin the iron will of the warrior. Onion, let us report to Commander Falkbrita at once.
This operation depends on the successful defense of both Tide Gates. You 4 will see to the southern, while another unit attends to the northern. Although you are few in number, 'twould be foolish to expect anything but greatness from such storied fighters.
All in charge of defending the southern Tide Gate are here. Let's not waste any more time. Not so fast, Weskad. You don't think I'd let you take all the glory, do you? Storm Marshal Einzar? You plan to fight alongside us?
There was naught I could say to stop him. Once he has a mind to do something, there is very little that can.
My sense of duty will scarce allow you 4 to bear the weight of Limsa's fate on your own. My axe will be the first to greet the Sahagin wave. And what's more, I'd like to see the strength of these 2 warriors with mine own eyes. Something tells me this will be a fight to remember.
Storm Marshal, it will be an honor to fight by your side. Our axes will see the people of Limsa safely through this storm.
Brave defenders. This day, the Sahagin mean to descend upon us like a tidal wave. But you will stand strong. You will not allow the fishbacks a single ilm of land, nor will you give them any quarter. Our fate awaits us at Halfstone. To the Tide Gate. Valiant protectors of Limsala Minsa. This day, the Sahagan mean to make an end of us. They will come shrieking like the gale, and descend upon us with the force of a tidal wave. But will we falter? No. We will stand strong, unwavering, until the tide recedes, stained by the blood of their dead. Defend the Tide Gate and use the fishback's broken corpses as bait.
You call that an axe? Wahaha. You're not worthy of tasting my steel.
Onion, Curious Gorge. Skewer the fishbacks.
Grab. Die. Choke on your dead.
My brother is losing control. The beast threatens to swallow him whole.
Tremble before me, weaklings. The beast has been tamed. Onion, brother, friends, thank you. My axe remains steadfast. Friends, stand at my back, my inner beast shall protect you.
Haha, the fishbacks have brought more pets to be crushed under the warrior's heels. Onion, brother. Imbue your axes with your inner fury, and show the world a warrior's true wrath. Go forward, undaunted warriors. Smash these invaders till naught remains but fodder for the gulls.
Onion, I'll take care of the captain. Fell the trifling beast. As long as Onion stands with us, none shall break through.
Finish off the Sahagin captain. Warrior of Light, Curious Gorge. The battle is won, and the Sahagin scurry back to their moldy caverns. Today's victory is owed to the might of our two warriors. Without you, we would not be standing here. Curious Gorge, wear the title of warrior with pride.
I couldn't have made it this far alone. It was only thanks to the bravery of my allies that I was able to dominate the beast within.
The day will soon come when, with proper training and instruction, all the peoples of Eorzea can choose to walk the path of the warrior. Speaking of which, with the Sahagin threat dealt with, the Maelstrom can proceed with its plan to train its troops in the way of the warriors. And who better to train them than the two siblings who brought their teachings to Eorzea in the first place? Curious Gorge, Broken Mountain, I invite you to instruct the Maelstrom recruits in the ways of your ancestors. Forge our troops into mighty defenders worthy of their title.
Many moons have passed since we came down from our mountain village, and finally we can begin to realize our dream.
Aye. This is an honor. My brother and I will gladly accept this appointment.
Onion, mayhap now you're the one who needs to start training harder.
I dare say you're right, Onion has some proper competition.
We'll both fight where we're needed, unbound by fear or hesitation, and in doing so master the techniques of Eld. Onion, look forward to the day we both reach the peak of our strengths, for then you'll face an opponent worthy of your axe, me.
This concludes the warrior quests for Final Fantasy XIV, Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed the main scenario quest The Far Edge of Fate. Once you have done so, the next warrior quest will be available from Curious Gorge.
Alright, that'll wrap up the Warrior 50 to 60. I still haven't finished up Heavensward or got into Stormblood yet, so we can't continue these, but as soon as I get 70 unlocked, 70 main story quests unlocked, then I'll start these quests again. Alright, thanks for joining. Please check out some of my other videos if you're curious about other main story quests, if you've skipped them or you want to catch up back on the story. I do have a full playthrough, all the travel times cut out with text to audio for A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. Alright, thanks again. Bye.